Part 4 of the collective consciousness. We'll get back to it. May the gods be with you, and may the Most High keep you safe. Let's get it in.
And not be hypocritical in our words. Try it. Really try it. In fact, just go. If you have more than 4 people in your house, just don't say nothing. Just listen to their conversation. And you will hear a bunch of their knowledge of what is good and bad for somebody else. But yet they don't know what's good and bad for their own self because they refuse to empty their knowledge of what they've been taught from a child to this very moment, the age of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, even 100. It's also written, when you've emptied your heart and your soul of this world, if you've emptied your heart and soul of your own misfortunes, when you've emptied your heart and soul of your own expectations, then the spirit of truth shall fill you up. And the sword of pit shall be your weapon. That will be the word of creation, the word of the Creator himself. That's what it says. The word is sharper than any two-edged sword. Why? Because it cuts through your truth of your good, and it cuts through your, what? Evil. Because you don't have the word. You don't have the knowledge. Why? Because you're busy eating from the knowledge of what? Good and evil, but you're not eating from the knowledge, the knowledge of mercy. You're not eating from the tree of knowledge of forgiveness. You're not eating from the tree of the knowledge of love. You're not eating from the tree of knowledge of creativity. You're not eating from the tree of knowledge of balance. You're not eating from the tree of knowledge of collective consciousness. You're not eating from the other trees. You're focused on this one tree that you was told not to eat, and you're being disobedient because you keep on thinking that you have control over what is good and what is evil, what is bad. You have no power over that. And you don't have the finite wisdom, the infinite wisdom to control what is good or bad in another person's life. And this goes without saying. No human being has a heaven or a hell or an abyss to put you in when they say you're doing good. Oh, you're such a good person. You're doing so good. Okay, then put me in heaven then, motherfucker. Well, you gotta go to God or Jesus or somebody for that one. Well, hold up. Then what are you getting all these accolades? How you trying to give this person all these accolades for, and you can't reward them with an infinite or the imperishable kingdom? So that person becomes a bad thing in your life because they didn't perpetuate it into you to a place where they can't get you in. And that's paradise. Because they're telling you that everything you're doing is good, but the universal consciousness is saying that's not good enough. So that's bad. That's evil. Because you let somebody in and you think now you choose the coercion of thinking that everything you're doing was so good that now you think by saying you did this and did that you get into paradise. I.e., what did your so-called Bible say? You called on my name, I didn't know you. You cast out demons, I didn't know you. And here you want to come up into my Father's kingdom? Hell no. You want on that person or those people's ideas of what was good and whatever keys you thought you was getting from that person to get to the kingdom. Nope. Next. Flip side. Everything you did was bad and you're doing this and this and that and you're going to hell. Okay, then cool. Why ain't you in hell with me then? How come you haven't got the keys to hell? How come you haven't put other people in hell other than me? Only hell that you could practically try to force is you attempting to murder, rob, steal, kill, manipulate, take away, digress, divide, and or I forget another word for it, but you know where I'm going with that. And so they don't have a hell to put you in. And even then, the gates of hell might even open up, because now in hell they're saying, we didn't prepare for you to come here. Everything we see you doing was good. Who told you was coming down here? Oh, well, my preacher and pastor such and such, and my mom and my dad, they told me I wasn't shit. My uncles told me I was a faggot, and my children said they don't want me. My woman said I wasn't good enough man. My mom said she wished me I was dead. And my dad, he don't want nothing to do with me. So I figured that they had the right to put me in hell. And they're like, no, that doesn't make you hell-bound. In fact, that makes you strong. Get out of here. We don't want you. And so now they don't have a hell or heaven to put you in. So now you feel like, hold up, something's going on here. This is obviously the disobedience of the collective consciousness. Only I can put myself in the paradise of the face, and before the face of the throne of the Creator and the gods. Not nobody else. And in that becomes the collective, the obedience of the collective consciousness, the obedience. I shared this with you guys before. I told y'all on several occasions in 2 different cities, one in Texas, a guy came up and told me, they said, you're too good for hell and heaven's not ready for you. Now, that solidifies right there what I just told you. Where every time I thought I was doing so bad, I'm thinking I'm going to hell. But hell don't want me, because I've been told that by an angel/demon. And then I said, well, I'm going to heaven. They said, well, heaven's not ready for you. I was like, well, who said I was doing that good? So it's like, listen to other people, but when the gods tell you certain things, you're like, okay, I got this. So I go to California. This is just recent. This is 2012 before I come back to Pennsylvania. I'm sitting at the 49ers bar. I'm outside. I got, I just got to decide to get out of my Volvo, and I'm chilling, Big dude. Dude so big, I'm thinking he a giant. Now I'm thinking about he was a giant compared to me. He was besides me. I'm 6 foot. He was about at least 8 foot. And he came and told me. He said, man, hell don't want you. You're too good for hell. Hell don't want you, and heaven's not ready for you yet. So that's a confirmation of what I'm sharing with you. It gives me authority to share this with you about the collective disobedience the collective disobedience of the collective consciousness. So I had to ask myself again, how is it that when I talk to angels and demons and they tell me themselves that hell is not ready for me, don't want me, hell don't want me, and heaven is not ready for me yet? And who is you as my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, my friend, my cousin, my email, or any human being can tell me that was good for me in my life, was bad for me in my life? You can't, because you don't have that power over good and evil. You're just a participant. Like I'm a participant by making this movie, making this video. So in the collective consciousness of obedience, we kindly share with you, all is good. Truth and honesty is your best weapons and your best shield. Be you, do you. Let not others dictate what is good or evil in your life. And you yourself stay away from saying somebody's good or evil. And just say, you know what? I personally might not do it, or I personally might not like it if I had to make it personal, but it's good. There's been a couple of murders, and folks were saying, hey, you heard about this murder? I'm like, man, that's wonderful. They said, why you say that? Because it wasn't my decision who lives or die. But whoever decided that, had to be a reason, so it was good. It was 5 murders this past week. In each murder, I decided to leave the area where these murders occurred. Well, I didn't decide to leave. I just didn't go there those particular nights. Not because I chose not to or I didn't want to go. It just consciousness, things I was conscious at that time had me do something else, like I was researching. I'm trying to get to know, I think I might have a new daughter. I don't know. I might need a daughter, I might have a new daughter I don't know about. I'm not sure. And so I'm focusing on that. I'm going through a spiritual ascension because I already went to my spiritual descension. I had to come down to remember remember some things where I had to go back up. So I'm going through my spiritual ascension. And so when I'm getting a little headache in the job. Like I will be done that, I will. Just to make a long story short, or today's already long, right? To be an observer, to sit on the fence is not a bad thing. A lot of us want to get involved in everything, is not prepared to get involved because we want to play Captain Save-A-Bro or Captain Save-A-Ho. And I said, I'm going to be Captain Save No More. This shit hurt. Oh, praise the Most High. Tenfold Handsome. A lot of you guys give me a confirmation that allows me to make these videos. We don't make these videos without being confirmed by the gods, by nature, by the universal logic, and by humanity themselves. Damn. So we share with you is this before we close this out, brothers and sisters. Stop eating from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Stop telling people they're good. Stop telling people they're bad. You don't know if they're good or bad. And then you have to ask yourself, by what measurement stick are you saying that this person's good? They said, well, the good die young. Why they did? And what measurement sticks was you using to determine that this person was young and that they died young? Who left you the authority to even comment on that? When it comes down to being egotistical, so-called black man and black woman, who told you you was beautiful? Who told you you was ugly? Who told you you was fat and skinny? See, to me, when people say, well, I'm fat, I don't see fat or skinny. I see you as a beautiful person. And I wish I could see you blossom like a flower. That's it. I see people say, well, I'm a black man. I'm like, bro, I don't even see you as black or white. I just see you as a breathing organism that has a potential to blossom and have a fragrance of goodness. See a sister who's prostituting. Well, I'm gonna be a hoe all my life. And I look at her and I say, you're a beautiful person still. And if your fragrance is that of what you choose, then I can either enjoy it or walk away from it without saying anything derogatory. Like, that's a bitch, or that's a crackhead nigga or something. That's unnecessary. Think about it. It is so unnecessary and selfish and inhumane. And then go to the gods themselves and say, I wish I had some money, or I wish this would happen, I wish that would happen. And here yourself have no love for that which you can see in your own house, in your own heart, through your own eyes, and in your own community. And y'all pray God every day, all day, and then complain without what you give kudos to, or that what you give the highest honor to, don't pan out to your fancy. Now it's, oh, that person's fake, or that person ain't this, or I told you that person was a false. No, how about this? How about your perception and your choices of what you perceive was fake, i.e., you or the fake one, because you put too much emphasis on something that you have no control over, and that is the next person's destiny. And that's the problem with the so-called black man and black woman, black male, black female. You swallow the seeds and the roots and the trees and the vines and the grapes of the tree of good and evil. You swallow the whole damn tree. And the woman passed it off to their children, like Eve passed it off to Adam. Yes, woman, so-called black woman. Yes, black Eve. You've taken from the fruit of good and evil, the tree of good and evil, and you fed it to your children and to your men and to everybody else. Now look around you. Look around you, so-called black woman. What have you eaten and fed your children of your knowledge of what is good and what is evil? Think about it. I'll read you a quote that I picked up from this African president. Was so profound, which I knew about it, but I just didn't mention it myself, and I wish I would have mentioned it, but he mentioned it first. Where's this at? I have to find this for you guys real quick. I'll read something to you what he said. Give me a second. Photo. Uploads. Oh, here we go. Found it. Listen to this. Listen to this. This confirms what I just said. Robert Mugabe quotes, "You cannot give a woman everything she needs." Check this out. Whether you're a lesbian or not, whether you're homosexual or not, whether you, whatever you're not, this is a fact from when the babies was fed the knowledge of good and evil by their mother. And when the man was fed the knowledge of good and evil by the woman or the female. So remember, the female is God, right? The black female is God. She is the mother of all civilization. She is responsible for all birth and life. But check this out, what she did. This is what he said. You cannot give a woman everything she needs. If God himself gave them eyebrows, they shave it off. The Most High is giving you breasts. You either put some on or you cut them off. The Most High is giving you hips. You either shave them off or you add more hips. He give you a butt. You either add a butt or you take the butt off. He give you fingernails. Either you add more fingernails onto them or you take them off. What else that Most High said? He said, we're going to read it. We're just going to read it. He said, God gave them nails. They cut it off and fixed their own. God gave them hair. They cut off and fixed their own. He gave them breasts. They repackaged it to what they want. God still gave them buttocks. They arranged it to the size they want. And even if God can't satisfy them, then who are you to think that you can please them? My brothers, don't kill yourself. That is profane. That is this disobedience of the collective consciousness of why the babies and the men are the way they are, or the males are the way they are, because of this fact. So the story of Genesis of Eve giving Adam the fruit holds true till this very moment, because it is the so-called black woman through the federal government who gives her that fruit to say, hey, here's the fruit to live off of us. We're gonna give you a car, we're gonna give you a house, we're gonna give you a birth certificate, we're gonna give you education. Just keep the so-called man out your house and don't teach your children about the Most High and the universal consciousness. As long as you don't do that, we just want you to eat from the tree of good and evil. Okay, so-called black woman? This is what Satan's telling you to this very day. Eat from the tree of good and evil. That's all we want you to do. You don't have to do nothing else, black woman. All right? We're going to tell you what's good. We're going to tell you what's evil. And you're going to plant this in your children. You're going to plant this in your men. Because one thing is for sure, so-called black woman, your man will die for you. Did not Adam die? Yes. Your children will always love you and follow you to the ends of the earth. Did any of our children becoming homosexuals and effeminate and stuff like that? Do we have grown-ass men who act like mama boys? Yes. Do we have emotional-ass men? Yes. And it all stems from what? Eating from the tree of knowledge of that which is good and evil. And so the woman is determined.
We're going to part 5, the epilogue, the ending, 17 minutes and 47 seconds left. We pray that you're enjoying this 5-part series of the disobedience of the collective consciousness. Shalom.